Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 22 on the PS5, and we're back with Haas. It's been a while. We didn't stream last week because it was Christmas week, I think, and I was just a bit tired and decided not to stream. But yeah, here we are, a couple of weeks since we were last with Haas, and we are heading to the Red Bull Ring. We're heading to Spielberg in Austria. So, let's catch up as to where we are, because it has been a little while. Obviously, we recently binned off Kevin Magnussen, got rid of him after Canada, and replaced him with Logan Sargent, who had a very good race at his debut, which was Silverstone. I can't remember exactly where he finished. Let's have a look. Oh, he won. Yeah, he won on his debut. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Logan Sargent got the win. So yeah, an amazing start for our young American driver there. That is really, really encouraging. And we obviously hired a replacement reserve driver as well, which is Jack Crawford. Got a lot of potential, but needs a lot of training before he's ready. So the plan is to keep Alonso next season, and then when his contract expires, if I think Jack is ready, we will move him up to the main team. That's the plan. But as you've seen with previous episodes, plans can change very quickly. So let's try and get a sense of where we are with the car. It looks as though we've got 2 parts going through right now and one being researched. Let's see, did we put new parts on the car? Let's have a look. So both cars are running the most recent chassis. Most recent front wing is also being run. Rear wing is also updated. Not running the new side pods yet, so let's put those on the car. There we go. Brand new side pods. Underfloor. We are on the most up-to-date underfloor. And suspension. We are on the brand new suspension. So, let's see then what those new side pods have done to the car's performance. We're looking very, very good, as you can see. Second on the grid, effectively, in terms of top speed. Top everywhere else then, apart from cooling, brakes and engines, but both are still very, very strong. So that is incredibly encouraging. Let's see how we stack up against Ferrari. So we've got a pace and acceleration margin over Ferrari of quite a bit, actually, in terms of top speed. So more than I thought it would be. Low speed, medium speed and high speed, obviously we've got an advantage over there. The high speed in particular is a real weakness for Ferrari there, by the look of it. It's a little bit tighter in the low speed and medium speed dirty air. Well, the low speed dirty air, but medium and high speed we do seem to have quite a bit of an advantage there. Let's take a look at Red Bull. Red Bull are going to certainly be the fastest. Yes, they are. But not by much, by 0.05 kilometers per hour. That's not much at all. And then we've got, again, pretty significant gains over them in all areas of the car. Apart from that, our acceleration is better. Our DRS top speed is better. Our cornering is much better. Our dirty air performance is mighty in comparison to them. And same with our cooling as well. So, yeah, we're looking very, very good right now. Warehouse parts. We've got spares of everything we need apart from side pods, and we don't really need spare side pods. So that's all good. Let's check our drivers. No points available. Check our staff. No points for our staff. What's our pit crew doing? They're up to 61 now. Still room for a lot of improvement. Let's check our facilities. Let's see, we've got a boardroom refurb going through and a hospitality refurb going through. Upgrading the scouting departments and the wind tunnel. We've got 10 mil in the bank. It's not really enough to upgrade anything, really. We need 11 mil for a factory upgrade, which is definitely tempting. But a CFD upgrade is probably more important. You can see the condition is ticking down, and it won't be long before that is going to be in need of a refurb or upgrade. And we're only a couple of mil away from being able to upgrade that, so we'll probably just go straight for the upgrade on the CFD sim as our next big investment. Staff facilities, our hubs are looking fine. Operationally, obviously we've just got some refurbs going through. Everything else is fine. So let's set our performance targets. Given where our car is right now, there's no reason why we shouldn't be aiming to qualify first and second. Although, having said that, let's go first and third, because of Logan not being the fastest driver yet. Actually, that decision's been taken for us. It's just one driver in sixth is the incentive. So we're going to guarantee 2 cars in Q3 and obviously both cars in Q2. We're going to go for the fastest lap. I am going to try and guarantee a 1-2 finish, though. I think, we should be able to manage that. And then the quali streak is to get 1 car in 8th for 2 races. That's a pretty poor streak, actually. Not really worth any money at all. The finish position streak is 2 cars in the top 6 for 3 races. That's worth 1.5 mil, and we're 1 race through that already, so that's looking pretty good. So let's head to the race weekend.
The battle is surely going to rage this weekend. Welcome to the Green Hills of Austria. The Red Bull Ring hosted its first Grand Prix in 2014, and it's been spectacular ever since. The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder, what else is in store for the teams? Well, there's only one way to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Evening, Anthony. So you've had a couple of good races at Hungary and Belgium, but you are suffering speed issues. There's not really a huge amount you can do until you can reduce the drag on your car. That's going to be the biggest thing that's in your way at the moment if you're suffering with top speed is drag. So you need to work on your drag reduction above everything else if you've got good cornering speeds. Maybe even sacrifice some gains on cornering to increase the amount of drag reduction you can get on your next set of upgrades. Right, weather-wise for this race we have fine weather. It's perfect for Friday and Saturday, and then just a little bit cloudy on the Sunday. For practice 1 we're going to take Alonso out the car and put Jack in, give him some track time. Car parts, let's have a look what we can swap out. We can put that engine in. And same for Logan's car as well. ERS modules, that one's okay, and so is that one. Gearboxes, yeah, can't really get away with that one. Could just about get away with those. I want to leave those as emergency, one use only, or one session only gearboxes. You can see the difference here. We've got a 75% on this second gearbox, whereas it's a bit more worn on Alonso's car. That must be down to a shunt somewhere. I'm trying to remember when that would have happened. As for setups, let's see, where do we want to go with setup for Austria? Let's take a look at what the sliders look like on both cars. Okay, so we want a low front wing on that one. So let's do this one first. Let's go with a 4.5, a 13, a 1.9, 3.25, and a 1. There we go. Let's give that one a run. See how we do with that. And how much fuel do I want to put in the car? It's a very quick lap. Let's go with 24 laps of fuel. That should be enough. Obviously, we're going to drop the pace down as we always do. So let's have a look at Jack's car, or Alonso's car. We're going to go with a slightly different setup. We're going to try a 13.5 rear wing on this car. And we can always change that if we need to. We'll go with a 2.8, a minus 2.95, and a 0.3. So setting these camber and toe sliders in a very different direction here. There we go. And we are ready to go into practice. So we're in a position here where we can see that both cars are in very, very similar condition in terms of their engine component wear. So what we can do here is we can actually get a pretty, well, not a very clear, but a reasonably clear picture as the pace difference between our two American youngsters here. Logan obviously been a bit more established. He's had a full season of reserve driving. Well, season and a half almost, and has now had a full race under his belt as well. Whereas obviously this is only Jack's second outing as a reserve driver. But as I said, the car performance level is pretty much identical, so we should be able to hopefully see a difference in pace. As a more clear picture of the difference in pace is what I'm trying to say. And at the moment, Crawford is actually keeping decent pace against Sargent. I'm going to get Crawford to move out of the way so he doesn't hold up Sargent, and then if he gets close enough, and then we'll actually see if he can stay with him. So let's take a look at...
So there was a crash.
A crash in the background there. We've just seen the McLaren pulling off to the side of the road. Who did he hit?
We've had a crash. Let's see what happened there. Daniel Ricciardo involved...
Did he hit anybody, or did he just hit the wall? No, he just hit the wall.
There's the crash.
Yeah, we just saw that sliding across the track as we switched view there.
That's going to be a big blow to the team.
And now that's him out of the session. But again, with this VSC, now we can't actually compare pace. We'll have to wait for that to finish. But yeah, hopefully we can see what kind of times they do and if they're close to each other. So far, their best time is about a tenth of a second between each other, so that's looking encouraging for Jack. Evening, Jeremy. So let's accelerate time through this VSC. Obviously they're running to a delta right now, so there's no point looking at last lap times. And the safety car is now over. Crawford has got Sonoda behind him.
When you can.
having said that, Sargent has got one of the Red Bulls behind him, I think. Let's see, we got 80% on Logan's car, so that's going to need quite a big change. I think that might possibly be... It's going to probably be either the rear wing or the roll bar. It could even be both, but I think it's going to be one or the other. Just waiting on setup feedback from Crawford. And that's 78, so that's probably both. That's probably roll bar and rear wing. So not a great start. Both cars going to need some serious tinkering.
Oh, there's a spin!
And now we're seeing a bit of a more established pattern. Again, Crawford's got to drive slightly defensively. He's got some cars behind him, but he's lapping about 0.4 of a second slower than Logan, which is kind of what I was expecting. In terms of the best lap, though, you can see... Actually, yeah, that is about right. About 0.4. So, okay. Logan's definitely found some extra pace now that he's got clear air. Let's see what we need to do to tweak these setups. So we need to change braking stability and the rear wing. So that's going to be probably a 13. So let's convert him onto one of my 13 setups, of which I only have 2. So I'm probably going to put him onto the setup I put Logan onto. So that will be a 4.5 on the front wing, a 13 on the rear, a 1.9, 3.25, and either a 0.85 or a 0.1. Let's go with a 0.1. And let's see how that works. Let's give him a fresh set of tyres, even though it doesn't really need them. What about Logan's car? Ooh, wow, lots needs to change on this. So the rear wing needs to change, so that's going to be a 13.5, I'm going to guess. I'm going to push the front wing up to a 5.5. We're going to keep that as a 1.9 for now. The camber needs to change. Actually, let's drop that to a 5. And this is going to need to change as well. Okay, let's give that a go. It might be a bit much, actually. Let's go back to a 4.5 there. There we go. I'm a bit happier with that. It's still a slightly bigger gap on the traction than I would on the roll bar than I would like, but it keeps the cornering spot on, gives us the good gaps that we need everywhere else. Let's see how that works out. Evening, Farah. $18 wins from 18. Yeah. with Red Bull you are kind of playing in God mode, yeah.
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Alright, we've got some clear air for our drivers. And again, about 0.4 of a second, which is the gap that I was expecting to see.
Who's running wide there?
Virtual safety car ending. Virtual safety car ending.
So the gap between the two drivers, as I said, is pretty much where I thought it would be.
Oh, did someone run wide
Plenty
there?
of time for Crawford to develop, and he will develop quickly if we run him in every single session, which is the plan. So he'll start to catch up to Logan pretty quickly, I think. We got feedback from Logan himself, 92%, so we've definitely seen an improvement. Still a bit of work to do though. What about Jack? %, so again, big improvement. A little bit of tinkering still needed, but not too bad. Right. I left Jack out longer than I should have done, really, but never mind. It's good to give him an extended run so I can check on his pace. So, what do we need to do to tweak these cars? Let's look at some minor changes we can make. I really want to change the rear wing if I can help it. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to make that one little change. Let's see if that's enough. Let's put Alonso in for 50 laps of fuel. Might be a couple of laps too many. Let's drop it down. Let's go to 40. No, 50 laps should be enough. As for Logan, what do we need to do here? Okay, we need to change the roll bar. I did wonder about that. So let's change the roll bar. Now we can change everything else to go back to match up. Right, which way do I send this? Do I go to a 0.35 or do I go to a 0.45? I'm going to go to, 0.5. I'm going to go to a 0.5. I think that will work. I'm going to go with 30 laps of fuel. That should be enough. Hard tyres. And did I do the pace for Alonso? Yes, I did. Okay, into practice 2.
And radio check when you can.
Radio check.
Farah really hopes that they patch the weather before they abandon the game. Oh, we've got a spin for Logan. Right in front of Alonso, I think.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to tell Alonso to not fight. Let Logan back through again. Yeah, I really hope they patch the weather. I mean, it makes for... With the way it's so unpredictable right now, it does make for more exciting races for the streams, but trying to actively plan strategy in wet races is all but impossible right now. You know, for about 50% of the wet races, which is just, you know, not good at all. And it makes the whole weather centre upgrade completely pointless. So, Yeah, until they fix that, I'm not bothering to upgrade the weather sensors in any of my saves. Because, you know, there's a 50-50 chance that the weather's just going to do its own thing and completely ignore the predictions.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Alright, we're getting close to feedback time. %. Oh wow, look at that traffic jam. We are definitely holding up the field here. This is why I wish they'd add in a driver command to just let anyone through rather than just your teammate. Alright, what about Fernando? Oh, we've gone the wrong way with Fernando's car. That's not good. But he needs to run the whole session, so he'll just have to put up with it for the rest of this session. And then we can make the changes we need to at the end. So there we go, that's Logan done. 68%. Gonna need to run him a bit longer than that in the next session, I think.
Wide. Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. They go wide right off the racing.
Yuki doing a bit of gravel work there. Actually, let's take a look at this car while we're waiting. What needs to change? Okay. We still gained on the last run an extra 2%, so we're really close. I'm going to gamble and put the slider there and hope that doesn't break everything else. That might be too much. That moves the front wing and it moves the traction. Alright, let's just do this. Let's make that little change there. Evening, Mr. Water. Good to see you.
I think someone's run wide.
And now we're getting a traffic jam behind Alonso still. He's going to get to about 60% on his track knowledge. That's excellent news.
Someone's run wide.
So, cornering needs to go this way. to about there, I think, which means that's going to need to change. That is going to break the traction, but the traction's already been broken. Hopefully that will fix it. And let's just pull the toe in a touch. Let's go with that. Hamilton setting the pace in the second session there. This could be a good run for him. Looks like the Mercedes has some pace here this weekend. Right. FP3. We've made the changes already, so we just need to do tyres and fuel. Let's go with mediums for both sets of drivers. Or both drivers, rather than both sets. Fuel for Logan, we put 30 laps in last time. That won't be enough, so we need to go to... Let's go to 36 laps and hope that's enough. I can always extend by an extra lap or two if I need to. Alonso, I'm going to give him 40 laps of fuel. That should, hopefully, that might not be enough. Let's see, he did 50 laps and did 58%, so let's go 40 laps. That should be enough. That's probably a little bit too much fuel. Let's go to 34 laps. Alright, we are ready for practice. Farah booing Hamilton top in the session. Finding it tough to get to 32 million. Only thing needed for the PS4 Platinum. How many seasons did it take me? One and a bit. In fact, actually, I might have got my design. I might have actually started the design centre before the end of the season. But it didn't tick in until the following season. For me, the trophy that took me the longest was getting a driver up to 100, but that's because I wasn't paying attention and I was boosting the wrong stats. And when I suddenly realised I had a stat at 98 and I just needed 2 points, yeah, it was just... no, that wasn't the... Tell a lie, that wasn't the stat. It was... I mean, that did hold me back on that particular trophy, but that wasn't the one that took me the longest. The longest was getting a pit crew stat up to 100. That was the one that took me the longest. Because I went with Mercedes for my PS4 Platinum run. And I won both championships in the first season. Got my design centre started at the final level in the first season. Finished it at the start of the second season. Got Hamilton up to 100 on one of his stats. I think it was his control stat. Or maybe his reaction stat. I forget, one of his stats is at like 98, 99. And then the pit crew one, I had to wait till about a third of the way through the second season, to get that to 100. Now, if I'd started with McLaren, their pit crew stats are around the 70s. So it would have been even quicker. But I would not have won both championships in the first season. So... And I probably wouldn't have had the budget to get the design centre up that quickly either. So, yeah, it took me about a season and about a third of the way through the second season to get all the trophies.
We can take a look now.
We've got a spin and a big crash. He turned into me. I bet I'm going to get the penalty for that as well. He just turned into me.
just focus on the house.
Look at this. Bang. I'm going to get the penalty for that. You watch. I've got a puncture. Ah, that's not what I need.
Yeah, copy.
It's a collision. Here's the replay.
I've got to see this again. Look at that, the Aston drives around me. The McLaren drives into me. I get a penalty for that.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Yeah, copy.
And then a Williams drives into the back of the McLaren. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And now I'm crawling along with a broken everything. Let's see, broken front wing, damaged suspension. I've got a puncture, and I've put some additional damage on the engine, I think. Oh no, I haven't. I haven't actually taken any additional component damage on the engine. That's good. But I mean, there's a bit of car falling off. I just saw a bit of car falling off the Williams there. Look at this traffic jam. It's crazy. Oh, and Alonso's stuck in this queue as well. This is insane. Look at this. The whole grid is stuck behind Logan. I have never seen anything like this before. This is bonkers. And this is because there's no overtaking under a virtual safety car. So they're all waiting for that safety car to end so they can overtake, I think. We should see that start to happen as soon as this VSC ends. Yeah. There we go. There's just chaos behind us. Now they're all stuck behind Ricardo. Oh jeez, I thought we were going to get rammed again then. Oh god, that's another crash. Have we got another puncture?
It's a collision.
No.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
So who did we hit? Did we hit someone or did someone hit us? I don't know if that counts as our fault or not against that Alpha Tauri there.
Devastated.
Let's see if we get another penalty.
Going down the pit lane.
Copy.
What a bizarre sequence of events.
On. Speed limiter on.
Utter madness. Alright, let's see if we can salvage this shit show. And we've gone the wrong way on the braking stability, so that needs to be there. Which means we're going to need to drop the camber to there. Alright, let's try that. So I need to change the tyres. I'm going to have to use a set of softs. That's okay. Car part's going to get changed. The suspension's going to have to stay as it is until the end of the session. Yeah, let's make that change. Change the fuel load to 30 laps. 28 laps.
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
And Alonso's going to need to potentially extend his stint now. Oh, 97%. He's still not there. Oh, I'm just going to call him in. He's at a point where his curve is already kind of flattened anyway, so we may as well call him in and
Okay, pit lane.
make a little tweak. Okay, so it's just the cornering that needs to change. So, didn't really want to make that move, but might have to. What about if I can do that? That's a risk. Let me go back. Undo that change. So, let's try just nice and simple. Just that. Pull that back in. And hope that that doesn't mess up the oversteer and the traction. If it does, we can roll back. But we'll try that. Let's change the fuel load. We don't need 40 laps of fuel for that. Let's go 28 laps. Because there should be about 28 minutes left. Alright, so Alonso's not quite going to max his track knowledge, but we can still hopefully get him 15 out of 15. Gasly looking quick again. I think he was P2 in the last session. Alright, is this going to be it for Logan? 96, that's actually the wrong way. Actually, there's no change at all, I think. Alright, well, we'll have to look at making a change at the end of the session. Alonso's happy though. That's good. That's very good. Again, we just ticked over onto the 15 out of 15 for Fernando there. Didn't quite make it with Logan, but that's not really his fault. That's Ricciardo's fault. Got yourself a new TV, have you, Mr. Water? What you got? That's gonna really hurt me on the sponsorship, I think. Actually, no, I think the sponsorship still works before the penalties. I think. Oh no, wait, no, the incentive was just one car in the top 6, I think. Oh no, we do not want to manage yet. We want to make it some little tweaks. So I'm going to bump that up to 0.9, and that'll be that. I need to put the new parts back in the car, or the right parts back in the car. Gearbox will need to change. Actually, I'm going to have that much of a pace advantage. I'm going to run the older gearbox. At least I'm hoping I'm going to have that much of a pace advantage. Let's see though for Logan. We're going to change the engine. There we go. And we are going to change the ERS. Because he's got the penalty. He's going to have to work a little bit harder. Gearbox is fine. What tweak do I need to make? That's a gamble. We'll take that gamble. Oh, you guys have a QLED. Nice. You have to let me know what the picture quality is like on that. I'm going to guess it's a 4K QLED.
And radio check when you can.
Radio check.
Alright, we need to swap our driver's position. And then hope for a clean run. Please tell me that you did get a TV with HDMI 2.1. Alright, we're going to get a nice clean run here. Let's see what our boys can do. Logan's going to get a tow, a slipstream from Alonso. So he should be faster in the first half of the lap and maybe a bit slower in the second half. Yeah, that's a shame you couldn't get a 2.1 for the 120 Hz, because that would enable VRR. But yeah, 60 Hz will still run fine. Ooh, just bumped the mic stand. And very, very close between our two drivers there. Just 15 thousandths of a second between them. And a significant pace advantage over Gasly, who was looking very fast in practice. So, yeah, we're looking good. Yes, Farah, it was for 120 Hz. If you've got the HDMI 2.1, you can take advantage of the variable refresh rate of the PlayStation 5. So we are not running again this session, no need to. And we've got a very, very comfortable looking pace advantage over the rest of the field right now. Some drivers yet to show their true pace, obviously got held up on their laps, but we'll find out in just a few seconds what they can do. Alright, so Hamilton improves his time and stays ninth. A bit further off the pace than I was expecting, given what we saw in practice. Verstappen about half a second behind us. Slightly faster than the Ferraris. Very slightly faster than the Ferraris. Where is Perez coming across the line now? Yeah, he's nearly 3/10 off, well, 2.5 tenths off his teammate. On a short lap like this, that's an eternity. And there we go, that's everyone across the line. So we're losing Ricciardo, Latifi, Schumacher, Tsunoda and Zhou. And obviously we've got that penalty, thanks to Ricciardo. Norris has a penalty as well. Wow, so both McLarens have penalties. Hey, it sounds like for $4.99 you got yourself a bargain of a TV, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, when I decided I was going to get myself a 4K TV, I saved for 5 years to have a budget available so that I could get myself one that I really wanted. And even then, it's only a mid-range. You know, there are so much better TVs out there than the one I've got. But I made sure it ticked all the boxes of what I wanted. But it cost me $1,000. Yeah, but I saved for it for 5 years. Just, you know, putting money aside where I could. And it came with £100 of PlayStation Store credit as a partial refund, so it was £900 and some games, effectively, which was kind of cool. But, you know, I mean, yeah, I remember when I got my first HD TV, which was back in 2008, and that was an LG Scarlett, a 43-inch TV, and size-wise, the thing as a box was a monstrosity. It was huge. You know, and then when that finally crapped out in 2016, I bought a Sony Bravia 43-inch 3D TV, which was normally $699. I got it for $499. Still only an HD TV in terms of 1080p picture quality, but you know, a much smaller footprint for the same size screen, and the picture quality difference was phenomenal. It was huge difference in quality. So you'll always see, no matter if you've got an older TV, no matter what you're upgrading to, you're always going to notice a massive improvement in picture quality because the technology moves on so quickly. So I mean, as long as you're happy with your picture, that's the most important thing. Yeah, mine is HDMI 2.1, 4K. It's for those who want to know the specs, it's Bravia X90 X90J 55-inch. It was part of Sony's perfect for PlayStation models that were released last year. So it was, and when I got it last year, actually no, technically I've had it just over a year now. So when I got it in 2021, towards the end of 2021, it was a launch model. it had literally only been out for a couple of months, which is another reason why it was a bit pricey. You know, had it been out for a year or two, I could probably have got it a little bit less, but yeah, like I said, I saved up for 5 years to make sure I could get a TV that I really wanted. And while I would love to have had an OLED, you know, for the amazing, you know, richness you get in the blacks and the colours, I felt that I didn't want to take the risk of screen burn. Plus, they're way more expensive, and I didn't want to lose out on some of the other features that I really wanted just to get an OLED screen. Alright, that's everybody out on track apart from us. We're going to go out now. I'm hoping I haven't left this too late, actually. I'm a little worried. Might have to speed our drivers up. Alonso is behind. That's not ideal. I think we'll be okay. Oh wow, we've actually got a Red Bull coming through. That I didn't expect. And we managed to swap our drivers over at the last minute as well. Excellent. Now, we're going to have to negotiate a Red Bull in front of us. Hopefully he's going to peel out the way. Yes, he does. Alright, across the line. And once again, we're comfortably ahead of the Ferraris. That's good stuff. Right. Who are we losing this session? Bottas, I think. Yeah, Bottas, Norris, Albon, Vettel and Stroll. Gasly's up there again. Look, he's faster than Max. Interesting. Alright, Q3. We're going to go with new tyres for this one. We actually did, with those little tweaks we made to Logan's car, manage to make it slightly worse. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if you're going to go for an OLED, you really need to go for a good OLED, which means a lot more, you know, not just a couple of hundred more, it's multiple hundreds more. Otherwise, you're just buying, you know, an average TV with an average panel, or an average lighting grid behind the panel. That's the problem when you have these different tiers of technology, is that, you know, what's really good top end of one type of panel, picture wise, is negligible in terms of difference to a low end of the next tier up. You know, so if you want to see a significant difference, you've got to go for a significant improvement in the quality of the panel for that next tier up, which means significant extra money. So as long as you're happy with the picture, like I said, as long as you're happy with the picture quality, that's the most important thing. All you're losing out on really is just on a couple of features. And Samsung make good 4K panels, so you know, for, like I said, for the price, it sounds like you got yourself an excellent screen there. All right, we're going to try and head the pack out this time, I think. Nope, we're getting held. Alright, we stopped one car out behind the Ferraris. And Logan's going to come out behind the two Red Bulls, who are going to give Max a slipstream. Interesting. Well, Logan's going to get a slipstream off the pair of you. Alright, so Alonso is tucked up behind one of the Ferraris. I'm not sure which one it is. And Logan is going to tuck up behind the two Red Bulls. And that's a strong start from Alonso, going purple in the first sector. Purple in the middle. I don't think he's even going to catch that Ferrari. I don't think we're going to catch the Red Bulls either. But we're going to go 1-2. It's going to be an Alonso pole position. There we go, half a second faster than Leclerc. Verstappen gets himself up to 4th with that tow and is immediately demoted to 5th thanks to Logan, who is 0.2 of a second behind Alonso, which is about what I expected. You know, running in clean air without the tow. So there we go. Logan qualifies second, but will start in 5th because of the penalty. And then the only other penalties, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, who will both start at or near the back of the grid.
The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
The big winners of qualifying were certainly Haas. Now it's on them to demonstrate that they can finish strongly in the race as well. We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
And Austria is always full of surprises, so who knows what lies in store here at the Red Bull Ring.
So, starting in 5th. What do I want to do tyre-wise? I could just go 1 stop, but I might go 2 stop. Let's have a look at what a 2-stop strategy would look like. So if we started mediums and went to softs, and then finished on softs. Just want to get an idea of race pace. So we could do something like that. It's a 1:21:37, so it's only a second off. Well, a couple of seconds off, but it would give me much more speed on those soft tyres. I mean, I could, and I probably will actually just do this. Let's look at that. In fact, actually, given my pace advantage, and I'm going to be running at a slower pace, I could probably get away with doing that. Going mediums to softs. I don't know what to do here, because there is a chance of a safety car as well. I think I'll start on the mediums, because I can react to an early safety car that way, or if there's a safety car late in the race I can react and put on some softs. So let's go with medium to hard. We'll do that for both drivers. Keep it nice and simple. I'm going to take a lap of fuel out of the car. And going to leave driver options as they are for the first part of the race. And we'll change the DRS mode as and when we need to, because there'll be a lot of traffic jams going up into turn 3.
It seems like nothing can dampen the mood of excitement here at the track. Looking here at Fernando Alonso, they're in pole position, and they've got to be happy about that. There's the other Haas, a top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalise on it? The race start is mere seconds away. The crowd are ready, the cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Okay, good start. Ooh, we've got some hard runners to start with. Okay, that makes things interesting. Let's keep an eye on Logan. We want to try and get him up the field as quickly as we can. We're already past Verstappen. Kind of. We're being boxed in a little bit by Sainz. Yeah, we lost out to Verstappen because of that. But Sainz has got ahead of Leclerc, actually. Alright, now we're going to try and make an overtake. Oh, Alonso's locked up and he's gone off already on the first corner. That is an uncharacteristic mistake, and that's going to drop into the back of the grid.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Ugh.
Let's see what happened there. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse.
So he's going to let the whole field go through before he can rejoin the track.
The team had such high hopes.
But he's going to have the pace to work his way back through again. So Sargent is now going to be pushing to become the lead driver here for for this train of cars. Could Logan get back-to-back wins? That would be incredible. Alright, we've got him through against Verstappen now. There we go.
And you are doing a good job.
How far back is Alonso? About 1.5 seconds off the back of Ricciardo.
Haas with an overtake.
I'll still get a 1-2. Yeah, probably. Alonso in this car, he's going to storm his way through the field. If he doesn't crash. You get these weird moments at that corner on this circuit.
DRS enable.
Alright, so Leclerc should get past Sainz here, and we'll see if we can follow him through. Oh, no. That's what I meant to do. There we go. You read a story over the weekend. If you stand your PS5 vertical, you're at greater risk of breaking the console. That's fear-mongering. It's incredibly rare that that's going to happen, and it's more an issue of someone mistreating the console rather than the console failing. The basic premise is that if it's stood vertical and the seal on the cooling, because it uses liquid metal to cool instead of thermal paste, the theory is that if that seal breaks, then the liquid metal is just going to dribble out and maybe cause a bit of damage to the motherboard, but it's certainly going to get the system to start to overheat and potentially break that way. But for that seal to break, you've got to seriously mistreat and abuse your console. We're talking, dropping it and thumping it and all sorts of, nasty stuff that you do not want to be doing to an expensive system anyway. So, yeah, it's a bit of scaremongering. It's a non-story, really. As long as you look after your console, you're at no real risk of standing it vertical.
And you are doing a really good job.
Okay, so we've got a VSC. Oh, that's why. I wondered what happened. Well, that works out because it means I can now recharge.
More than one car. Let's take a closer look. Now watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon.
So what do we see? Because I saw a big gap suddenly open up. Oh, and that's why.
There's the collision. It's caused absolute carnage.
But that doesn't explain the full gap, I don't think.
The team are really disappointed with that.
Oh, we're paused for some reason. Yeah, there's a big gap opened up to Verstappen. And I'm trying to figure out why that gap has opened up. But this VSC works out nicely. I've just got Logan into the lead,
Lift off.
and now I can recharge at least some of his battery while we're under VSC. Bottas out of the pits now. I think Bottas must have served a penalty for that. No penalty issued, just a racing incident apparently.
And DRS enable. So we need to push.
Copy.
So Alonso passed Sonoda. And immediately looking at the back of Albon here. And he's got him. That was nice and easy.
Haas with an overtake.
Sainz fought his way through, but we are immediately retaking that position because we've got better grip on those tyres, plus we've got better cornering ability with this car as well.
Working like this.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
So we'll leave Logan to just play about with the Ferraris at the front. We'll keep an eye on Alonso as he tries to work his way back through the field. Up to 13th already. Helped by that collision in front of us. But you can see we are absolutely flying. We look at lap times there. We are nearly 2 seconds a lap faster than Vettel in front of us. And we've had a spin. Not sure who or where.
Let's have a look.
Oh, Ocon.
Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. And that spin is undoubtedly going to cost them time.
That's going to hurt him, yeah.
That's going to be a big blow to the team.
It's going to cost him quite a few positions. Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Someone's hit him. We've got another safety car. Someone's driven into him, and he's got the penalty. I wonder if it's Ricciardo who's hit him.
Contact.
He's got
and
form.
Several cars involved. Here's the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
No, it wasn't Ricciardo. I think it was Stroll. Oh no, it wasn't Stroll. Stroll isn't for that team anymore, is it? Must have been Zhou. Right, why are we paused? We're under another VSC, so once again we shall go into saving mode.
We should slow down.
Copy.
So that's 2 VSCs and we've only done 7 laps.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Trouble.
A lot of drama at the start of this race. Alonso up to 12th now. Yeah, it was Zhou. Zhou's pitting as well, look. But we can definitely see that the penalty system is going to need tweaking for the next iteration of this game. Logan didn't deserve his penalty in practice. He did absolutely nothing wrong. And Ocon did absolutely nothing wrong there, apart from obviously spinning. But he was just an innocent bystander, and he's the one who got the penalty. So definitely something that's going to need to be improved in the future. Why is Verstappen so far off the pace? He looked quick in practice. He needed a toe to boost him in quali, but yeah, he's just nowhere compared to the front three cars here.
I think we've had a car run wide. We can take a look now. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. And they've gone wide.
Just put a wheel off the track, that's fine. We've almost saved all that fuel already, and we're not even 10 laps into this race. Tell you what, this running at this pace as well, it's extending the life of our mediums to the point where I might actually be able to go onto a set of softs rather than a set of hards, if I can stretch these tyres out.
And push.
Copy.
Let's just try running at this pace. Save the engine wear a little bit, save the tyre wear a little bit. We're in DRS.
So virtual safety car ending, virtual safety car ending. And DRS enabled, DRS enabled. So charge button off.
Yeah, copy.
And you are doing a good job on tires and brakes.
He's doing a great job on tyres and brakes.
Haas with an overtake there.
Oh, trying to go 3 wide around that corner. That never works. And yet, it worked. It never works until it works. I will take that all day long. That was incredible.
An excellent move by Haas to gain a few places. Let's see what happened there. Now watch this. Here's Alonso.
Look at that, 3 wide. That's bonkers. Love it. Alright, so up to 9th now. Just under 4 seconds off Perez. We're going to be vulnerable while we're running at this slightly slower tyre pace to moves like that. But as long as we can stay side by side, we'll retake the position to the next set of corners. Like that. Oh, and he's gone wide. Stroll throwing himself off the track and then immediately holding up his teammate as he comes back on. And we've taken a second out of Perez. And that's a second without DRS as well. This car is just so mighty. I think I floated the idea of actually promoting Jack Crawford at the end of the season, and given the dominance of the car, if we have this kind of performance next season, it would be a natural handicap would be to take out Alonso and put Jack in the car. Make the season a little bit more interesting. And we've broken the 1 second to Norris. Oh, he's still got the DRS. How did he get the DRS? He was outside of a second. He's going to get it now. Let's drop him. Oh, wrong driver. We'll push to get onto the back of the train in front and to drop Norris.
You're doing a good job.
Haas with an overtake there.
There we go. Job done. With us for those couple of laps has pulled up a gap of 4 seconds over Vettel now. So we should see that gap to Norris start to open up now that he's outside of DRS range. Unless he gets a lucky close up on the braking, which is possible. Oh, we sneak through. Hamilton makes a mistake there. I can hear Farah cheering from here. Now Hamilton's out of DRS range.
Haas with an overtake.
But he's got Norris for company.
That's a new race position for Haas.
good job.
Sargent just trading back and forth with the Ferraris, and I'm fine with that because every time he gets an overtake in, he is earning points. He's earning 10 points for his experience, so it helps him level up. Absolutely fine with that. That's the problem when you have a car that's really dominant, is that you gain so little experience for your drivers because they've got no one to fight with. They gain experience by overtaking, defending, and successfully overtaking, failing to overtake and failing to defend. You know, if they're not fighting anybody, then they're not earning much in the way of points. You get them in a position where they're constantly swapping positions, like Sargent is doing at the moment here. He's earning points every time he gets overtaken. That's a point. Every time he overtakes, that's 10 points. It all adds up. I mean, you've got a good multiplier. That adds up to a lot of experience. So I'm absolutely content to just leave Sargent where he is on those pace settings, not try and sprint him away from those Ferraris, because he is earning so much experience right now. And now we should see Alonso start to try and move up through this pack a little bit. And we're fuel positive with Logan after just 19 laps. Should have taken an extra lap out. Any idea of letting teammates pass counts as an overtake? No, that's a team instruction. But if you get two teammates fighting each other on track, then they are. You know, so if they're not being told to let each other through, if they do overtake their teammate, that is 10 points. That's why if you have got a really dominant car and you just run off ahead, it's always best to keep your two drivers together so that they can keep swapping positions. A, it helps them with DRS training, but B, it's a way for them to earn some points by fighting.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
But just telling your driver to move over and let the other one through, that's not an overtake, that's a team instruction. So yeah, you don't get any points for that. Of course, you can manipulate pace to facilitate things like that. So you can, you know, get one driver who's clearly faster. If you wanted to slow him down a bit to give his teammate a chance to overtake him without issuing a team instruction, then you can slow his pace down. You can turn his DRS deployment off, put him in harvest mode, so he doesn't get that launch out of the corners.
And you are doing a good job.
You can turn your the teammate's pace up to make it give him a better chance of making the overtake.
With an overtake there.
You know, it requires a lot of time, a lot of micromanagement though, if you want to do that all race long. Much easier, I find, is just to let them fight and not interfere
With an overtake.
even to it if you've got two similarly paced teammates. Because don't forget, even when they're fighting, if they successfully defend, that's 10 points. I think, or is it 5 points? It might be 5 points for a successful defence. So if they hold their teammate back and their teammate can't overtake them, then it's a failed overtake for the teammate. That's a point, but it's 5 points for successfully defending for the lead driver. And then if the teammate does get past the lead driver, that's 10 points for the teammate and 1 point for the failed defence for the lead driver. So they will always earn points against each other. Oh, what a dive bomb overtake there from Alonso. And he's through past Gasly. If he can just stay side by side through here, there we go. Better traction.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Move complete. Verstappen up next. And when I do get past Russell, I will start to sprint him, just so he can try and catch up to the Ferraris. How's everyone doing on tyres? We're doing okay. Speaking of tyres, what's Russell running? He's running hards. That might explain. Actually, so's Verstappen. That's why he's so far off the pace. Oh, Verstappen just plows into the back, and that is a safety car, surely. No, it's just a yellow flag.
Who's that just crashed? Let's take a look.
Verstappen just absolutely spears Russell off the track there.
You can clearly see the contact there, and that caused a lot of damage.
So, that's damage for both cars. Verstappen has got a penalty. And if I can quickly sprint, I can break away from Gasly so he doesn't pull, I don't pull him along. Gasly's on hards as well, as is Perez, I think. Oh, Perez is on mediums. Wow. His pace is appalling if he's on mediums. There we go, we've got the gap. So now I can turn that off. I'll leave Alonso's tyres on this setting for a lap or two, just to see what his pace is.
Haas with an overtake there.
Just going to pause for a second, so I'm going to have a look at Verstappen's car. So he's missing a good chunk of his front wing. What about Russell? Ah, Russell's got a puncture.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
I think. He's crawling with no real visible damage. I think he's got a puncture. Left rear, I think.
Continue, keep going.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
What was Max thinking? Got confused, thought it was Lewis. Maybe. So, mediums for Russell. Verstappen is out on mediums as well. So they're going to start moving back up the order pretty quickly. Sargent with another successful overtake. That's another 10 points for the end of the race. Alonso is lapping just a little bit faster, but he's doing this without DRS, whereas the cars in front are DRS swapping. We are nearing our pit windows, and we've got a nice significant bit of leeway there. Let me see. It was Logan I looked at, wasn't it? Yeah, we could make that strategy work. If I go to lap 42, I can do the same with Alonso. And we can avoid running the hard altogether. Is that Russell in front of me? Must be. Yeah, that's Russell in front. Got another lockup. And that is one of the Williams, and it's caused a big jam of cars behind him.
Sounds like someone's locked up. Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. It's a lockup.
Sonoda's been in the gravel so many times this weekend.
And that was a bitter blow for the team.
Okay, so very slowly gaining ground on the Ferraris here. But probably not enough to risk pushing the tyres harder. We'll stay at this pace. What I'll actually do is I'll actually slow Logan down even more.
We should slow down.
That'll slow down the Ferraris. Hopefully. You can see Leclerc has now broken away from Sainz. Oh no, wait, that's leader, not interval. There we go. So the gap's down to 9.5 seconds. So Alonso is definitely catching. Bit by bit. Keep an eye on Logan's progress on this new lower pace setting. Might need to push him back up again.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
He's still looking very racy though. And there we go, that's another 10 points.
Yes, you are doing a good job. Keep doing the same procedure.
Is that a new race position for
And a successful defence, and another 5 points. Racking up the points here. This is excellent for his development. It's right on board with sights. Yeah, Alonso's taken a second out of them on that last lap, I think. Yeah, he took a second out of Leclerc. Perez and Norris into the pits. We're seeing the first pit stops. I'll read your question in a second. Just want to check through these stops. We're going hard tyres. Norris also going hards. Albon's got to be going hards as well. Yes, he is. We've still got plenty of life left on our tyres. Right, another question. Is there any evidence of the facilities dropping beyond the initial percentage decrease? How do you mean? You mean, do they keep going down if, you know, if you don't upgrade them when they first drop down to, say, 80% condition? Yeah, they will keep dropping. They will keep dropping all the way down to the lowest available. And depending on how that facility is upgraded, it could be quite a significant drop. The only thing that doesn't, in terms of your car development facilities, is your design center. That never degrades. That stays at whatever level you've purchased, because that doesn't actually do anything. It's what allows you to create the project. So it's an arbitrary limit to number of engineers or number of parts you can work on, but you don't actually physically put anything through that facility, unlike the car part test facility, which gives benefits to front wings and side pods, or the suspension facility, which obviously gives benefits to the suspension, or the wind tunnel or the CFD simulator, which improve attributes on parts. But yeah, if you continue to ignore refurbishment, they will keep dropping and dropping and dropping. I'll be able to show you that after the race, actually, because I think I've got a couple of parts, a couple of facilities that are going through refurbishment right now that have dipped into their second, you know, the second block of deterioration. Alright, the gap's stabilised a bit at 8.5 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Now that there's only one car fighting with Logan, it's harder to control the pace. When you've got two cars behind and you're running at a slow pace, it's harder for them to control the pace a bit more, because they're fighting amongst each other as well as fighting against you. Whereas when there's only one car, then they're going to get past you without any threat of, or you know, of being overtaken from their team, you know, from the car behind them, because there is no car behind them. So they don't have to drive defensively through some corners, which means they can attack a lot more. And you can see we're coming up to lap. Some more cars here. We've lapped Russell and Ricciardo. Next up is Zhou.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Another benefit to the strategy that we're doing here, by lowering the pace of Logan down to the settings, we're effectively running these medium tyres as if they were hard tyres, or that kind of pace, but we are saving engine wear in the process. So we're running at... Oh, another crash. Bottas has hit somebody. Is this another VSC, or are we going to go full safety?
There's contact. It's chaos on the
Neither.
track.
It's just a yellow
Here's
flag.
the
It's sector.
replay.
It's turn 1, I
Now
think.
watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon.
Oh no! It's the corner right in front of us. Oh, we just barely kissed that wheel. But that's sector 2. It's not sector 1. Again, this is another thing that bugs the crap out of me. Is that you're constantly getting these alerts popping up, and it's the wrong corner or the wrong sector. That needs to be fixed. But, I don't know if Bottas took any damage there, but he's certainly picked up a 5-second penalty for when he makes his pit stop. Which he hasn't done yet. So that's going to drop him even further down the order. But yeah, back to my earlier point. We're running these tyres at the same kind of pace we'd be doing if we were running hard tyres at normal pace. Or similar pace. Maybe not the same pace, but similar pace. But certainly in terms of tyre duration, we're going to be able to run them for the length of time that we would normally run hards at that kind of pace, at normal pace. So by treating these mediums as though they were hards, it means I can keep him fighting with Sainz longer because Sainz is running hards. I can keep pace with Sainz without any real issue, and I'm saving engine wear in the process. It's all working out quite nicely. And by controlling the pace like this, slowly but surely, Alonso is closing. You can see the gap's now down to 6.5 seconds.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
We were slightly helped out by the yellow flag when Bottas crashed, but that only maybe saved a second. When you consider we were, 11 seconds behind? We've gained 5 seconds. Just slowly, carefully running at this pace difference. And because Alonso's tyre wear is better than Logan's in terms of his skill, his smoothness rating, there's not a significant difference in tyre wear rate here. Oh, nice little defence there going into that corner, so that's more points. That's another 5 points. I can't wait to see what his score's going to be at the end of this race. And another successful defence, so that's yet more points. I reckon Logan could easily clear 2,000 points at the end of this race, the way things have been going so far. Right, what pace is Leclerc running right now? He's doing 108.5s, so he's lapping. It's hard to tell when you're constantly swapping positions with DRS. Let's see what we did across the line. We're doing about a 109.1. Let's say that is the average pace. So Leclerc is lapping about half a second a lap faster than us on those fresher tyres. So when we pit, Leclerc is probably going to be ahead of us, but we'll have fresh rubber and a better car, let's face it, so we should be able to close him down pretty easily. But this is another strong showing from Logan Sargent here, and he's definitely on course for his second victory in only his second race. This was a slam dunk win for Alonso until he went off on lap 1. Alright, pit window opens up next lap. We are closing in on that magical lap 42 number. I might possibly even extend them slightly longer for Logan, just to give him that extra little bit of life in those soft tyres. And even at the low pace settings like we're running right now, soft tyres against hard tyres, that's going to be a significant pace difference. We should gobble up the tarmac to catch back up to Leclerc, who is at the moment the de facto leader. He's got Hamilton with him. Has Hamilton stopped yet? He can't have stopped yet, surely. No, Hamilton has not stopped yet. Williams finally gets out of the way. This is where I might need to tweak his pace settings a bit, just to get him back into sights. Let's up his pace slightly.
So we need to push.
That traffic has not helped us. Before you ask Farrett, no, lapping cars does not get you overtake points either, because they're under blue flag instruction to pull over and move out of the way.
We should slow down.
Yeah, copy, copy.
Nice stuff. Alonso is cutting his way through.
Haas with an overtake there.
Well, he's about to cut his way through the traffic. Oh, excuse me.
At the moment, we are the fastest car on track.
Oh, new fastest lap for Logan. Oh, we upped his pace slightly, that's why. And he got lots of DRS.
So at the moment, you have P2. At the moment, P2.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
I think Hamilton's actually doing us a favour at the moment, because he has been swapping positions with Leclerc, and whenever he gets in front, that means if Leclerc has to follow him through a couple of corners, he's being held up by a car that's slower on older tyres. So he is actually slowing down Leclerc a little bit for us at the moment. He's forcing Leclerc to drive defensively as well. So I think if Leclerc was in clear air and didn't have Hamilton with him, he could probably go a little bit faster. Right, optimal stop for Alonso. Yes, we'll go for the undercut with Alonso, I think. That'll help close that 6-second gap. And let's charge his battery so that we can have a push lap when he comes out. Go for that fastest lap. We'll do the same with Logan when he makes his stop.
Copy.
Okay, Alonso into the pits. And so is Gasly and Hamilton. Hamilton's going mediums. So is Gasly. We're going soft.
And Gasly just pitted now.
We're going to have such a grip advantage. And that has now freed up Leclerc. And you can see he's 10 seconds ahead of Alonso. It won't be that big a gap when Sainz and Sargent pit, but it will be a gap. Probably around 3 or 4 seconds. Oh, Sainz is in. Okay. So, if Sainz is in, we're going to box a lap after him.
And box now, box.
Copy, box.
And Sainz just pitted now.
Right, this is Alonso's push lap. Sainz coming out on mediums, as expected.
Copy. And we need
Okay.
speed limiter on, speed limiter on.
We're going to lose out to Leclerc. Are we going to lose out to Sainz as well? Probably. You should come out just behind him. Alonso's going to be in that mix as well. Oh, that's a slow pit stop. They're always slow with Haas. Very poor pit crew. That's Sainz. And that's a new fastest lap for Alonso. There he is. I'm going to let Alonso catch up. Oh, there's his minor gearbox wear kicking in. So his gearbox has hit 40%. Someone's gone wide. It's sector 1, so that could be anywhere on track. I think it was Perez. It was Perez.
We can take a look now. So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez. Goodness me, they're completely off the racing line.
So Logan's into the DRS of the Ferrari of Sainz now, who's only 2.5 seconds behind Leclerc, and will be closing him down because he's on brand new mediums against Leclerc's now worn hards. That's the tyre wears at the moment. I do want to slow Alonso down to stop wearing these softs as fast as we are, but need to get him a little bit closer. There we go, he's in DRS range now. I want to get him onto the back of Sainz so I can then push with Logan.
And push.
Copy, copy.
Oh, Alonso
Let's
spins.
see what happened there. Now
That's
watch
not good.
this. Here's
All that
Alonso's
hard
car.
work to catch him up. And it's gone.
The team are
That's 2 mistakes from
devastated.
Fernando in this
They'll be
race. That's very
questioning
uncharacteristic
just
of him. It's not the car. That's him making mistakes. Oh, he's no, wait, he hasn't damaged the car. I thought he had. It's gearbox. Yeah. Alright, so it's a 5-second gap. Now it's time for us to go for it with Logan.
DRS.
Copy.
And you've done a good job. Well done.
Damn it, we go Sainz DRS. That's not what I wanted to do.
Haas with an overtake.
This means there's every chance I might give Sainz the fastest lap here. Alright, we'll go for another push lap. Almost broken Sainz, and we're in, yes, we've broken him just about, and we're in the DRS of Leclerc, so we'll get DRS on this push lap. Oh, that's a locker from Leclerc. He's gone into the barrier.
Seems to have been a lockup. Let's have a look. Watch this. There's
And that is not
Leclerc.
turn 10.
And this, yes, there.
Oh, he kept it
That's
out the barrier
lockup.
just, but only just. But that is going to drop him into the clutches of Fernando Alonso. And this should be fastest lap for Logan.
And just a reminder on DRS.
Yeah, copy.
Yes, there we go. Fastest lap. Right, I'm going to put him into harvest mode and slow his pace. Now I need to let Alonso catch up.
We should slow down,
Copy.
and we need some lift and coast.
Copy.
Because I'm not going to score any
And
additional
charge button
points
on, charge button
experience-wise
on.
now. Because there's no one to fight. Science isn't going to be able to keep pace. Unless I really urgent. Which I don't really want to do. I might slowly gain while he's harvesting.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Alright, 21 laps left. Sargent is comfortably in control of this race. Yeah, even on current pace settings, he's still lapping 0.6, well, half a second faster than Sainz. That can't be right. Sainz has just taken half a second out of us. Oh, he got DRS from one of the cars behind that he was lapping. That's why. From that Williams. Alright, there we go. Broken the toe to Leclerc. So Leclerc's not going to be brought along with us. And now we can set about just cruising up to the back of Sainz. As Latifi pits, he must be going for a hard soft. Actually, who else has yet to pit? Nobody. Everyone else has pitted now. Sonoda was the last one to stop. I don't think anyone... Well, Russell might need to pit again. Ocon is going to need to pit again. Probably. So we might see those two dive in for softs towards the end of the race. Same with Verstappen as well. All drivers have been involved in an accident and had to pit early out of sequence. And their tyres are definitely more worn as a result. Right, let's see. Alonso is lapping, yeah, faster than Sainz. He is closing him down. Sainz is slightly faster than Logan. But he's not even trying at this point.
And will be charge button off.
Copy.
Let's close that gap down a bit quicker, so that I can get that battery recharged and then push onto the back of Logan. And I'm going to go ahead and actually no, I'll wait till the end of the race to issue that instruction. I want them to still fight each other to try and get some points. Got to get them together first though before I can do that. Logan absolutely deserves this victory. He's been flawless in the race. Had that one little spin and then got that bizarre penalty for Ricciardo driving into him. But apart from that, he's not put a foot wrong all weekend. And so he's been fantastic in the race. So he fully deserves the victory that's coming his way. And there we go, Alonso now onto the back of Sainz. So we can protect the tyres again, we can charge the battery and use the DRS to stay nice and close. Oh, Russell, get out of the way. I'm going to have to do that all over again. That was a disaster. That cost me 2 seconds. And that is an absolute eternity on this circuit. Alright, do we have any battles up and down the track? We've got one between Hamilton and Perez. There it is. Fighting over 6th place. I don't know who Farah's cheering on. Verstappen is behind Norris. 6 seconds back as well. I wonder if he's got some permanent damage to the car as a result of that crash. He must have. He must have damage that he can't just fix in the pits. He's on old tyres as well. Some intuition I have there. Yes, it's amazing. You know, I can just through the power of the interwebs, I can hear the evil cackling or the booing. Right, Alonso's on Sainz again already. That was quick. Sargent's just cruising here. Start burning off some of that extra fuel.
No lift.
I think
off
I'll just leave
needed.
Sargent as he is. I don't think I'll even try and get Alonso on the back of him. I'll just get Alonso to get clear of Sainz and then just let him run at whatever pace he can manage. I don't think I'm going to risk getting the two drivers together. But I'm going to have to push Sainz. I'm going to have to push Alonso to get him up to Sargent, which means, given that he's already spun twice, that's a risk. Well, spun once and gone wide once, but that's a risk I don't really need to take. And there's always the risk that, given that Alonso has made 2 errors in this race, things do tend to come in threes, and I don't want him to crash into Sargent and take one or both of the cars out. So we'll just sit behind while we're charging up, and then we'll sprint away from Sainz to get clear of the 1 second. And then we'll just go back into conserve mode again. Someone's locked up. It's a McLaren. Is that Norris?
Is that a lockup?
No, it's Ricciardo.
Let's take a look at the replay. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. Oh, and there's the lockup. That's the last thing they'll have wanted.
That's what Alonso did on turn 1. Oh, sorry, on lap 1. Right, 11 laps to go. Swooping around the outside. That's a brave move in reality, going around the outside on that turn. It's so easy to just get pushed wide by the car on the inside.
With an overtake there.
You dip a wheel into the gravel and then you're in trouble. Real trouble. Okay, Sainz did not get the DRS. Excellent. Just got to be careful getting through this traffic. If we get held up, Sainz will be back on us again. But I think it's Sainz who's going to get held up. Is that car going to get out of his way, or is it going to give him DRS? It's going to give him DRS. And he's got DRS on us as well, behind. I'm not sure which Alpha Tauri that is. I think it's Albon. Okay, I don't think Leclerc got back in range. No, he didn't, and we got DRS off of Ocon. So yeah, that is Albon. Which means Stroll is up next. Oh, Alonso runs wide, and that immediately lets Sainz back in again.
They've gone wide. Let's take a closer
That's
look.
3 mistakes
Now
for
watch
Fernando.
this. Here's Alonso's car. Oh dear, that's far wider than they would have wanted.
He's making a lot of mistakes today. So now we need to charge up so we can push away again. What's the tyre situation looking like? Pretty close. Oh, I think we just got the DRS there. Yes, we did.
Ferrari, advance the race position. With an overtake.
Right, so that's Ricciardo in front of us.
And 7 laps to go.
Yeah, copy.
And we got DRS off him. Excellent. Which I think is going to keep Sainz at bay. Yes, it is. We've got DRS on this straight. Sainz does not. And we've got our little cushion back again. And we've got clear track as well now.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Copy.
It's going to be... I'm risking the curse of the commentator here, but it's going to be a comfortable victory for Logan here. An absolute masterclass drive from the young American. He's been absolutely supreme, faultless in his racecraft all weekend. He's had the pace when he's needed it. He's looked after his car, no damage, minimal engine wear. Picked up a ton of experience in this race with that long scrap with the Ferraris in the first 2/3 of the race. And he's going to get the fastest lap as well.
And 5 laps to go.
And now he's just absolutely cruising. There's Stroll and Vettel in front of us fighting over the last points position. We're coming up on the back of this battle. This makes me a little nervous. I'm hoping we can clear them and then get away from them quickly, just to make sure that nothing stupid happens from one of the cars that we're lapping. Don't want to get hit and taken out. Needs a little bit of battery. Oh, Verstappen pits.
So deployed.
Copy.
He's going for a late stop onto softs. So the fastest lap is at risk here. And Verstappen's been lapped. He's now out of the points, but he will get those points positions back, I would imagine. He's got to get past the Ferrari first, and then Alonso, before he can try and get past Sargent. And he's not going to have enough time to do that, but he should have enough pace in those tyres to get past Sainz and unlap himself there. And then, if he's got enough pace in that car, he should be able to get onto the back. Oh, I don't know, it's 10 seconds. If he can't get past Sainz, and in the next corner or two, he's in trouble. He's not getting past here. He really needed to get past there. He absolutely has to get past here. Right, so that's 2 straights of DRS. Is Sainz going to force him out wide again? No, he's able to hold them back, so now he should pull away from Sainz, get onto the back of Alonso. I'm worried about the fastest lap. He's doing personal bests at the moment, but now he's into clean air.
And 2 laps to go.
Oh, and Hamilton's pitting. No, wait, no, that's Russell. Okay, Verstappen did not get the fastest lap and immediately gets held up by Russell. He's 3 laps down. Russell's got to have some significant damage on that car. And he gets blue flagged and he has to pull over to let Sainz through. So the fastest lap, I think, is safe. Let's watch Hamilton fight against Perez for 6th. It's the only real battle left on the track of any real value. Vettel has pulled away from Stroll. Verstappen's not going to catch Stroll in the remaining 2 laps.
And last lap.
This is it. This is the last real fight left on track. And the crowd goes wild as Farah starts screaming. One lap left. Listen to the fans, Farah. They're cheering on Hamilton. Even though it's a Red Bull circuit. You should have kept quiet. Yeah. Well, Perez is going to get him back here. But Hamilton's going to get DRS. And he's got the inside line. And that's it. That has sealed the position.
And checkered flag.
Hamilton's going to get 6th unless he bins it. Logan wins.
Here's the replay.
It's a glorious, glorious result for Logan Sargent.
Astounding. I don't think anyone anyone would deny them their victory lap after a race like that.
It's only his second race in Formula One, and it's his second win. Incredible stuff from Logan Sargent. Yeah, he's got an incredible car underneath him, but you've got to know how to use it. And you saw the difference between him and his teammate. Alonso, two-time world champion, 3 mistakes, finished 8.5 seconds behind him. Logan, faultless drive all weekend. Takes another victory, and that's exactly what happened at Silverstone. Alonso threw the win away. Logan was there to pick up the pieces. He just kept it on the track, did what he needed to do, and takes his second win. So if Jack Crawford develops in a similar way, I can't wait to see him in the car alongside Sargent.
From the Haas driver. Haas there having a very successful day at the races.
You can see that the team runs like a well-oiled machine. Everything was precise and on point this weekend.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
As we reach mid-season, the battle will pick up again in the Côte d'Azur. Join us in the south of France at the circuit Paul Ricard.
So there we go. Alonso starts on pole, finishes second. Logan starts fifth, wins the Grand Prix and takes the fastest lap along the way. Good result for Carlos, you know, keeping third place. Leclerc drops 2 places. Gasly, Hamilton, Perez all up 2 places. Great result for Norris, capitalising on the misfortune of other drivers making mistakes. He finishes 8th place, 7 up from where he started. And both Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll also capitalising, although Vettel and Stroll were lapped. Sargent, not even pushing, managed to lap everyone up to and including 9th. That's pretty impressive. Max, terrible race for him, down 7 places, and that late pit stop really didn't help him. Albon stays 12th, Ocon down 3 places, Bottas down 3 places, Mick up 3. Terrible race for Russell, down 14 places and lapped 3 times. There must have been some significant damage on that Mercedes. In the drivers' standings, Fernando keeps his lead comfortably. There's no one close to him at the moment who's still on the grid. Magnussen without a team, having been sacked, and it was absolutely the right decision given Logan's form. He's up to 9th in the driving standings after just 2 Grand Prix, 2 wins, 2 podiums, 2 fastest laps. That is incredible stuff from the young American rookie there. And he's only 2 points behind Sergio Perez. That's mighty impressive. Into the Constructors' Championship, well, we're absolutely walking away with this. It's great this season. Next season is going to be rough. Because we are going to have, in terms of car development, because we're going to have the least amount of hours on the grid to develop our car. But we have got some pretty outstanding facilities now, so we should still be competitive. But I don't think we'll be runaway dominant leaders like we are this season. So I'm going to enjoy this season while it lasts, because it won't be this easy next year, I don't think. There we go, 277 points for Fernando because his multiplier is so low. Impressive race for him, despite the 3 mistakes that cost him his win here. And look at those stats for Logan, and he could have got more. He could have got so much more if we hadn't broken him away from the Ferrari to go for his fastest lap. I probably, in hindsight, could have waited. Could have let Alonso take the fastest lap and just keep Logan fighting with Sainz for longer. But 20 successful overtakes, 19 successful defences, 27 failed overtakes, 18 failed defences. He earned nearly 1,000 points just from his racecraft. And then factor in the points he got from qualifying and the points he got from practice, and his multiplier gives him a grand total of 1,753. That could easily have been 2,000 if we kept him fighting the Ferraris for longer. But still a fantastic race for him. He gets a bonus point, which is what we wanted, and we get a point for Jack as well. So let's have a look at our sponsors. We achieve all of our incentives. We achieve our finish position streak, which was rubbish, but we've got it out the way, so hopefully we'll get a better one on the next one. And we also reached our 2 quali guarantees as well. Right, let's allocate the points. We're going to improve Logan's braking. And we're going to improve Jack's braking as well. Once I get his braking up to 80, I'll start working on his cornering. Email time. Actually, let's just do our other staff first. Do we have any other points? No, we do not. Okay, so emails. We have an F1 in schools invitation. That will pause our staff experience. You know what? Let's attend. We got good staff. They can miss a week. Post-race debrief. Telling me to improve the adaptability of Logan. Yep, that's a long way off. Not worried about his adaptability at all here. Board thoroughly impressed, as they should be. And we got the result of the regulation changes for sporting changes. This will be points. So, what points are we going to be running next season? Oh, I think we're going to fail this boat. Oh, yeah, we are. Only 2 teams voted for it, us and Alpine, and I think that was to go back to 1990s points of 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or 5, 4, 2, 1. Let's go back into the inbox and go back a week. Yeah, there we go. So they were the point changes that we voted for, and the rest of the grid said, hell no. So yeah, only us and Alpine wanted to go back to the original scoring system from the 1990s. Well, I say the original, the 1990s scoring system, because it was 9 points per win instead of 10 before that. And then it was something else before that as well. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. A little bit of a shame, actually. I was kind of looking forward to trying a season with those points. But, yeah, not going to happen, unfortunately. Do we have any other emails to look at, or was that it? That was it. So, we are 11 days away from France. We do have a new chassis arriving for the French Grand Prix. Interesting stuff. We've got 16 million in the bank as well. Let's have a look at our facilities. So, Farah, I did say I was going to show you facilities that are wearing down. There you can see the condition of our boardroom. If that dropped all the way down, then that would have effectiveness would drop down to 60%. Same with our hospitality. You can see that it would drop our effectiveness down to 60%, which would have a negative effect on our team attractiveness and our team attractiveness bonus as well. We would lose, I think, 3% for each level. So that would drop that down to 9% and a score of 18, I believe, if they were to drop to that next level. But obviously, they're in the middle of refurbs. We might possibly see the hospitality area continue to decrease enough that that happens before the refurb goes through, but the boardroom, well, that's finished in 3 days. Would I have to buy them again at full cost? No, you just have to do a single refurb and it gets them back to full health. So regardless of their condition, a refurb is a fixed cost based on whatever level you're at, I think. So you can see a Tour Centre refurb would cost me 201,600 based on its current level of level 4. The hospitality is still level 3. So the refurb cost I'm paying is based on the level 3 setting, even though I'm dropping down in performance and effectiveness. It's still classed as a level 3 facility. Obviously an upgrade would fully refurbish and then upgrade it to level 4, but a refurb will take it from whatever state it's in back up to the level it's at. So this will take it back up to level 3. And so yeah, it's just a one-off refurb fee. You don't have to buy the whole facility again. And refurbs are generally quite cheap in comparison. So you can see here the factory here. If I would, upgrade the factory, that's 11 million. The refurb's 3.5. Obviously, Design Centre never has an upkeep. Well, it has an upkeep, but it never has a refurb cost because this facility never degrades, but everything else does. So you can see the wind tunnel here. Its condition's going to drop, so you can see these are the current performances in green that I'm getting. The purple is what I'm going to get when the upgrade goes through, but that's going to downgrade the performance of the greens to yellow before that upgrade goes through. And then once it does, the facility will be fully refurbed back up to 100% effectiveness and then upgraded to level 4 as well, all as part of that upgrade that's going through right now. So we'll see that downgrade a little bit before that upgrade goes through, simply because of the amount of time that's left on that refurb or on that upgrade. Right, let's check in with the board. Once again, the board are delighted. Objective wise, again, we've already smashed through the objective for this season. 10 podiums already. We only needed 6, so that's excellent. And finances are all fine. We do have that extra cash, and I am going to go ahead and start an upgrade on the CFD simulator, because by the time that upgrade goes through, that will be down, starting to degrade. So we'll get probably a week or two of it being a slightly lower performance before it kicks back up to its new level with the improved stats. So that's where we're going to end it for tonight. We will be back with Haas again next Monday, where we'll be able to put that new chassis on the car as we head to France. And then I think we'll start focusing a bit more on research, because we've got a really big performance advantage right now. We don't really need any more upgrades going on the car apart from the ones that are being worked on for a while. Maybe towards the end of the season we might need to tweak a few things here and there. I might throw on another side pods at some point just to work on the engine cooling a little bit more, ready for next season. I might maybe do another front wing or suspension to work on the brake cooling a little bit more towards the end of the season. But I think performance wise the car doesn't really need to get any better, given that we're about half a second faster than the competition, or at least we were at that last race anyway. That will obviously fluctuate based on other circuits, and the AI will continue to develop and upgrade throughout the rest of the season. But this could well be a good point for us to end development and start focusing on next year's car. So we'll see how we do with that next week. We'll be back tomorrow night as always with the continuation of our challenge mode series with Aston Martin. Not sure where we're up to on that one. I'm not sure. I can't remember what race we're up to. But yeah, we'll kick on with that. Let's see. We just did France, I think, actually. So let's have a look at the circuits. See if I can figure out what's up next. Let's see. Hungary, I think, is our next Grand Prix. which is tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. We'll have a few parts of the track where I think will be pretty good, and then we'll have our mid-season review as well from the board. Or did we do Hungary? I can't remember. We'll find out tomorrow. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll see you all again with some more F1 Manager very soon.